can no longer be ignored. Not by the Democrats, not by his handlers, and not even by his media allies who steadfast refused to cover his cognitive issues during the election campaign. Not only did they fail to cover it, they attacked those who did. Anyone who has observed Joe Biden in recent years could attest to his cognitive decline, his incoherent rants, his inability to answer the simplest of softball questions, his incidents of irrational anger, and his general confused state. This is a man who has been in public life for decades. He used to be an elegant, authoritative speaker. This is what we get now.
There's a beautiful story of the friendship between our two nations, the United States of America and the Jewish Democratic State of Israel.
I'm not suggesting he was snoozing, just being inattentive and fatigued, possibly. He certainly seemed inattentive and fatigued when he fronted the media following the suicide bombing that killed dozens of Afghans and 13 US service members.
May God bless you all, and may God protect His troops and all those standing watch for America. We have so much to do. It's within our capacity to do it. We just have to remain steadfast. Steadfast.
This sort of performance is nothing new. Remember, he spent most of the election campaign hiding in his house and was ranting about corn pop and his hairy legs way back in 2017.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde.
Morons. It seems like they're everywhere you turn. Every single day they invade the headlines. Another half-wit criminal with a half-baked scheme. Another social media simpleton going viral. Another Florida man stretching the bounds of stupidity. Or another pack of SJWs throwing a temper tantrum. And that's not even the worst of it. From the empty talking heads on the cable news channels, to the humorless hacks in Hollywood, to the pea-brain politicians pulling the puppet strings, everywhere you look, there's another idiot telling you how to live your life.
Moron Joe, the man without a brain.
I'll have to just circle back.
At this point, we don't need to watch anything that Biden does to make fun of him.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
the dude, basically, he doesn't even speak. He just talks Simlish.
Simlish?
Yeah, like...
Will you shut up, man?
I took a trip up there to the North Pole. I went there, and I vaccinated Santa Claus myself.
I was trying to figure out why all the trannies kept getting the HIV, so I had to put a dress and a wig on and go back to my favorite gay bars and bathhouses. But this time I wore my triple masks on account of the COVID.
I'll slap you in the face and I'll say, I demand satisfaction, you son of a bitch.
Did you know that an average adult man has 144 pounds of edible meat on his body?
What?
What the shit?
Oh, it is just groovy, man. I'm telling you, the vibes are immaculate.
Well, Jay and Anissa have had enough. Armed with clever satire, madcap humor, and the craziest cast of characters in podcasting, they're lining up and taking aim at the world of stupidity every single week. Because it is time to go to war. The War on Morons.
It is Tuesday, August 31st, 2021, and this is episode 96 of The War on Morons. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anissa. Welcome to the show where we act like smartasses and laugh at dumbasses.
Yes, and let's see. I've been instructed to say they told me to say this stuff here.
Wait a minute, you've been instructed to say? Who's telling you to say
Yeah, no, they
stuff?
want me to say thanks for tuning in, whether you're watching on Gab TV or...
Who the hell is they? Okay, this is a little disturbing here. We are on the air. I think he's sleeping now. Is that... Hello?
My butt's been wiped! My butt's... There you go. Just
look familiar, folks?
I mean, we had to do that, right? This has probably been my favorite week in presidential history.
Your favorite week in presidential history?
All right, so like when I was growing up, George Bush, the old George Bush, was president. And I remember one time he threw up on the Japanese prime minister.
What?
Yeah, it was like a whole thing. He had like food poisoning or something.
Wow.
And like that was like the craziest thing that a president had done in years. And I thought it was, the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, Bill Clinton, we know.
Oh, we know what happened there.
And, George W. Remember that time that somebody threw a shoe at him?
Yeah.
And I mean, he was kind of doofy. But I mean, in the last week, you
can't let Trump or Barack Obama off the hook, too. I mean, God, both of them.
Start with him.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing Barack Obama did is he knew to roll with somebody that was, I mean, let's just say it, he's retarded.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is retarded. In fact, I saw that on a news report. Somebody, I think it was out of Australia or something, somebody was like, yeah, the American president's retarded. It's really wild. But yeah, no, in the last week, so... I mean, he had that incident that I was just mocking where he was supposed to be doing the press conference after he got 13 of our soldiers killed and 200 other people, basically.
Why they're letting him do press conferences and not dragging him off to a court-martial trial is beyond me. I mean, really.
Yeah. He hid out for like 5 hours. Like, something like that happens. I mean, the president's supposed to be there. And they finally got enough... stimulants and some kind of drugs into a system to get him to be...
Smelling salts, God only knows.
They got him to be somewhat coherent. Just, enough to be awake. And he goes out there and he's doing something. I mean, he's answering questions. And he tells them...
I mean, let's face it, folks. You want a real, honest description of what happened? They got him conscious. He went out there. He was awake. And then... he wasn't.
He had no idea what was going on.
That's about all you can say. You can't say that he was answering questions really or that he was speaking properly.
He admitted that this is like the 5th time he's done this, where he's just like, oh yeah, I'm the commander-in-chief, I'm the leader of the free world, but yeah, they tell me what I'm supposed to say. They give me a list of people that I'm supposed to point to and call on. You already have the questions. I have them written down right here. And then he finally gets a question that, mildly confuses him about how he's selling our people's names to the fucking Taliban over there. I don't even think he's selling them. I think he's giving them away. And then he starts crying into his binder like he's clutching it like it's a blankie.
Yeah.
He looks like Linus over there.
Well, look, to be fair, he was promised ice cream. And those Marines had the audacity to be murdered due to his incompetence. I mean, that is a real fucking bummer.
Is that what he was looking at his watch for when they were bringing the caskets out?
I mean, they keep interrupting ice cream social hour, and that is the only reason Joe Biden has left to live anymore.
I'm surprised he didn't say something like you know how it is when an old guy who's got Alzheimer's, who's kind of cranky, the sun's starting to go down, and they're bringing caskets wrapped in the American flag of, a baker's dozen of soldiers that he got murdered that are like 20 years old. Sure, you know what it's like when he's checking his watch and he's like, Jill, I want chocolate chip. Why are we here? What's in the boxes?
Did I die?
I want to go home and eat. I want apple ice cream.
I'm surprised he didn't try to get in one of the caskets. Like, this must be for me.
I mean, it would be fit. He basically did that when he was meeting with the. Speaking of prime ministers, he was meeting with the prime minister from Israel, and he falls asleep in front of the man. The man is talking. In fact, I've got a clip of this, and I think it's worth watching. So we can just kind of do the play-by-play here. So the new Israeli Prime Minister is talking.
Yeah, he's speaking to the President of the United States, so it must be something pretty important because they flew him out from Israel.
And then he stops speaking to him. He just looks at the camera like, "Hey, this guy. Well, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make it look good." I mean, talk about. I mean, I get it. But this is my favorite, though. Watch this.
Yet another chapter.
Hello, I'm Michael.
Oh, shit. As if Mike Lindell would allow one of his mind pillows to be used by that commie trader.
Hey, I mean,
Marketing's
he believes in
marketing.
second chances.
Right,
Now, does he believe in, like, second, third, fourth, fifth?
8,000th.
God. And moving on from the Afghanistan debacle, but still staying on Biden because he did have a hell of a week. He found time, and this was before the bombing, but when everybody knew something like that was going to happen, and everybody was saying, you gotta get our people out of that hellhole.
Sure.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like any of that matters, he doesn't listen to any of it anyway.
No, I don't know why they let him make decisions. But during all of that chaos, when all of his focus, or whoever his handlers are, all of their focus should have been on, making Afghanistan's extraction work, saving the lives of our citizens there, maybe not importing 100,000 of Afghanis, poorly vetted Afghanis here. Anyway, he found time to meet with a female basketball team.
He did.
Yeah, this was I think he met with, I don't know which team. I don't watch the WNBA. I don't think anybody does.
Well, this actually, I'm looking at the article now. This is incredibly fitting. It was the Seattle Storm.
Storm.
I mean, yeah, that seems pretty on brand for the Democrats.
Yeah, lesbians from Seattle.
Yep.
So yeah, he finds time to meet with them and congratulate them for, winning the WNBA championship or whatever. I saw he took a knee for them.
What?
That's his go-to pose is to get down and take a knee.
Why?
Because maybe a cop shot a Seattle Storm. I don't know.
No, they don't shoot at storms in Seattle. I thought that was a Florida thing.
I meant one of the players, but I see where you're going there. No, he did. He took I don't know. He took a knee for lesbianism or women's rights or basketball leagues nobody watches. But he takes a knee. He's holding up his little Seattle Storm jersey.
Bruh, he didn't take a knee.
He fell.
He lost his balance. It's Air Force One all over again.
You know what? That's actually kind of handy for those people. I mean, they're so old and frail. Like Nancy Pelosi, it could work for her.
Yeah, you fall over? No, you didn't. An emergency assistant from the Democratic National Convention will run out and place a kente cloth around your shoulders. This was a moment for unity.
Yeah, just raise your fist and don't worry, someone will help you up once the cameras are off. But yeah, while he was meeting with this women's basketball team, he found time to tell people that he thinks Kamala Harris will be president pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think he said like, I believe, women, they can play basketball, women can be a president. One's going to be president pretty soon. Let me check my watch.
She keeps trying to kill me, and she gets closer and closer every time.
She doesn't have to. She does not have to do anything to. That man
I think part of the reason that Joe is declining so rapidly is because she's in the White House with him. She must be sneaking to his room every night and slowly suffocating him. And each night she gets caught and she scampers off.
That's the one skill that he has is the ability to fight off death.
But it's slowly causing the brain damage to get worse and worse as the lack of oxygen gets longer and longer.
How could we tell? We
know what's going on in the White House.
But yeah.
It can't be... I mean, honestly, any conspiracy theory you come up with what's going on in today's White House cannot be crazier or more unbelievable than the shit they actually do in public.
I mean, we could write all kinds of crazy shit. We could try to parody it, but it's going to be worse every time.
Yep.
And at this point, I've just taken to laughing at it, and that's why I think it's the best week that a president's ever had. Because it made me, a few times it was pretty horrible.
Yeah.
A couple times it made me cringe.
I think it's the first week in history where I can say I'm not quite sure I'm proud to be an American right at this
He has
exact
nothing
moment.
to do with us. We didn't vote for that asshole.
Yeah, but still, you know, it is interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah, well, speaking...
And it stirs up some good content for us, so...
Yeah, well, I was going to say, speaking of Kamala... Is that how she says it? Kamala?
Oh, fuck no.
I don't fucking care. But it doesn't matter what your name is. But yeah, with her being president soon, I mean, maybe we'll finally get respect from the Taliban.
Oh, shut up. Yeah. Oh,
no,
man.
You haven't heard? They have promised that they will respect women this time around.
Really? Just like they promised to give us the names of the people who were responsible for the attack on American soldiers, only to give us the name of one of our allies and the address of his innocent family that we murdered with a drone strike?
You can trust the Taliban.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, so they've said that they've actually vowed to respect women.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, a couple days later, a Taliban spokesman actually said, and this is part of their respecting women now, he said that they are urging all the women in Afghanistan to stay at home and not to go outside.
Oh.
Because...
Well, that's respectful.
Yeah, well, I mean, they respect them, they do, but they can't guarantee that all of their fighters and soldiers have been trained yet to...
Honestly, though, this is only half as bad as America for the past year and a half. I mean, to be fair... They're only making half their population stay inside their homes and not leave.
And they're only making half the population
here
cover
in America
up their face?
and the rest of the world, we have to wear masks and stay inside our homes no matter what race or gender we are.
Maybe that's why we still have 10,000, 15,000 Americans in Kabul. Maybe they didn't want to leave. They're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. If I get on that fucking plane and you take me back to America, you're going to put a mask on my face and you're going to make me quarantine.
Oh my god.
You know, Abdul doesn't do that.
No. Well, unless you're a woman.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, we don't worry. But another thing about the Taliban, the funny thing with them is it's like they've learned all of the woke Democrat buzzwords.
You're kidding. The Taliban is trying to become Democrats?
No, they're just trying to get them to stay out of their hair, apparently. So they've said they respect the woman.
Okay.
And now they're also, and I'm not even kidding, they've vowed to fight climate change.
Honestly, I feel like the one thing the Taliban has done, and just Afghanistan in general, I feel like the one thing that they have done from the start is fighting climate change. I mean, I don't really know how much emissions they could possibly give off. They've never even used a treadmill. So... I'm not really concerned about
I mean, think of all the carbon that they've gotten off the planet with those suicide bombs, But,
seriously?
Yeah, Abdul. So I wasn't just saying Abdul. You can say I was being racist.
They don't eat beef. They eat goat. That's very...
They don't eat goats.
That's very eco-friendly.
But yeah, you could say that I was being racist a minute ago by saying Abdul, but this is really a guy. Abdul Kahar Balki. That's the Taliban Cultural Commission. They have a cultural commission, you guys. So the leader of their cultural commission has said, and I'm just going to quote this because this is just hilarious to me.
Pass me the crying notebook, please. I need to just take a breath here.
Here, have fun.
Thank you.
He says, we believe the world has a unique opportunity of rapprochement and coming together.
Oh my god, sorry.
To tackle the challenges not only facing us, but the entire humanity. They are woke, you guys.
The Taliban is for humanity. Not America, but, the rest of them, I guess.
Look, maybe we should send Greta over there.
Oh, shit.
Throw her ass in a burqa.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I mean, after all, the Taliban, it's just like anybody else. I mean... There's good and bad in everything, right? I mean, sure, as a group, they might slaughter innocent people for sport. They might treat women like barnyard animals and treat barnyard animals like women. But they do believe in climate change. And so that, it all makes perfect sense now. This is exactly why AOC has demanded to resettle a minimum of 200,000 of them in America.
Yeah, I saw that. Like the 20-year anniversary of September 11th is coming, and AOC is like, look, we need to get more of those Afghanis here.
Especially after we've just pissed them off in multiple ways.
She even said, somehow they always bring this back to Trump. So she said, because Donald Trump is racist and xenophobic or something like that, that's why we owe it to them to import hundreds of thousands, at a minimum 200,000.
It's really racist to not want suicide bombers who hate your country living in your country.
I think we should move them all into her district. I mean,
I think we should move them all into her fucking house.
Yeah, how would you like that now, Alexandria?
She thought the attack on the Capitol was bad. She felt like she was in danger then. She got traumatized from that. Oh well, wait till Abdul and friends, are living in the West Wing over there with you.
They would throw her in a hefty sack.
Oh, we're gonna then you'll be traumatized.
I would love. That's my condition. The only way I'll accept it. Yeah. Anyway. The craziest headline in the week.
Ah, shit! This hasn't been the craziest.
Well, this one, it's nothing to do with the Taliban.
Oh, thank God.
It's nothing to do with death and destruction. Nothing to do with Biden. It is having to do with a president of a country speaking very bizarrely. I just thought this was hilarious. So the president of Tanzania was having her own meeting with the sports teams. She was meeting with the soccer team from there that won some championship or something. And for some reason, she decided to go on a really interesting rant where she said that women soccer players are all flat-chested and unsuitable for marriage.
She was like, congratulations on your great accomplishment, and then roasted them?
Yeah, she's like, wonderful, good job, you won the championship, you ugly dykes.
She's negging them?
You will never get a man. And if you could see her, she's not exactly a
She's
knockout.
not flat-chested.
She's not flat anything. But she's like, look, you will never get a husband you look like a boy. You're disgusting. So congratulations, good job. You won championship. Get the fuck out of my sight. And I just had to contrast that with Biden taking the knee with the women basketball. Like, this Tanzanian president is what liberals think Trump is like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a good thing Trump wasn't president when the Seattle Storm came in there. I mean, he'd probably grab him by the pussy or something.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
I swear, I have a video of the day, actually. Can we pull that up?
Oh,
I thought this one was pretty fun.
It's a pretty quick one, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's set the scene.
Okay.
It's a surprise party. We all love surprise parties, right?
No.
Well, let's see what happened to this one.
What, was he about to shoot them?
I don't know. What would you do if you walk into your house and there's dozens of people there? Let's see the beginning again.
Jesus Christ!
So the confetti's falling down, all his friends and family are there, and he just pulls out a gun and he's just like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, hey, it's a party. It's a party, yeah. There's little kids there.
He looks like he might be a police officer, honestly. It's probably not a good idea to throw a surprise party for your police officer relative.
Yeah, like if your homie is packing and you know it, anybody that pulls it out that quickly, everybody knows.
Let you know that they can pull it out that quickly.
Like if Cyrus is your buddy, don't invite Cyrus over and surprise him with anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, good discipline there. He didn't shoot any of his family. Anyway, that's enough preamble. We're just rambling at this point. So if you want to join this show, you know the drill. Give us a call at the hotline, 813-906-9099. Or you can email us, thewaronmorons@gmail.com. Find us on social media all over the place. Me, we, Gab, Facebook, whatever. Or leave us a comment down in the chat. And of course, if you really want to support the show, or if you just want to have some fun triggering people, go to our online shop on Bonfire and check out our line of t-shirts. And now, the Stack of Stupidity.
Woo!
All right, so let's start things off in Washington State, where I think we may have finally found rock bottom, and that's saying a lot. We may have finally found rock bottom.
I mean, I already knew Washington State was rock bottom.
Well, no. This is rock bottom to the COVID vaccine coercion scam.
God.
So, I mean, we've been talking about this for months now. I mean, I think the first one was Krispy Kreme giving out a year's
Nathan's
supply.
hot dogs,
Yeah.
Shake Shack.
Was a cheeseburger, not cheeseburgers, Junior's cheesecakes.
Yeah, okay.
Mostly just a bunch of high calorie junk food. Some people stepped it up a notch. There was like strip clubs giving you a lap dance if you get the jab. I think in St. Louis they were giving out cases of Busch Light or something.
Jesus.
Congratulations. Well, if you thought that was taking it too far, well, in Washington, the Benton County Jail is stepping things down a notch. They're giving out ramen noodles.
I'm sorry.
Delicious ramen noodles.
So first of all, I'm having a lot of trouble understanding inmates in a prison that have been convicted actually get a say in what vaccinations they receive?
Just because
this is shocking.
Just because they're in jail doesn't mean. I mean, we still have more medical freedom in the prison system than some people want there to be in the school system. Believe it or not.
Fair.
But they really want the inmates to take these injections. I'm not surprised. Usually we do like to test dangerous, toxic substances.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised they even get a say.
But yeah, so they've created a program called Soups for Shots.
Soups for Shots?
I mean, sign me up. You're telling me I can get 10 free ramen noodle soups?
Lord, please tell me nobody's doing this.
That's worth upwards of $1.
Well, in prison, it might be $2.
In prison, that might be worth their manhood. I don't know. But either way, I mean, it's not that they don't feed them, right? Like, I mean, how much can a fucking packet of ramen be worth? But apparently, for some, it's worth taking a permanent mRNA.
I just can't believe that this is working. I really can't.
And these people
I mean,
anyway.
has it said? Did the article say how many people actually signed up for this Soups for Shots program?
I didn't see that, but I did see that apparently ramen noodles have replaced tobacco as the #1 currency in prison.
What?
So, I mean, they might be contributing to the prison economy over there.
I mean, honestly, why the fuck can't they just go out to McDonald's and buy some fucking Happy Meals?
Because they're in jail.
No, not the inmates, the goddamn prison. Can't they just go to the local McDonald's, pick up, I'll take, 100 cheeseburgers, 100 medium fries, and 100 Coca-Colas, or whatever, drive it back to the prison. Here, have an actual decent McDonald's cheeseburger. I mean, at least that's something you can't get in prison.
At least they're not shaving time off their sentences. Could you imagine that?
Oh, God. I'm honestly surprised they're not. Don't give them any ideas.
Well, just wait till California hears this. They're going to be like, look, get this, guys. Gavin Newsom will be like, look, here's the deal.
Full pardon.
Full pardon. You're off death row. All you got to do is take this jab and, cast a couple votes in the recall election. Vote no. Vote no.
All right, well, speaking of the West Coast, just across the state line, I actually have a story out of Oregon where Governor Kate Brown has implemented the country's most extreme mask mandate yet.
Extreme mask mandate.
Oh, yes.
That's like the opposite of extreme. It's like extreme librarian.
Imagine, it's like what I picture like a WWE commercial would be nowadays. Like, wear your mask.
Wear your mask, brother. I think they've done that. I saw Seth Rollins telling me to get the jab. And I said, you know what? I think I can spend my time watching something more entertaining.
Please. Now, last week, Miss Kate Brown announced that everyone in Oregon, regardless of vaccination status, is required to mask up at all times. Outside, mask on. Inside, mask on. Get the jab? Doesn't matter. The only people who are allowed to go mask-free are homeless people.
Well, luckily there's a lot of them in Portland, so I mean,
honestly, how could you tell the difference between a homeless person and a non-homeless person in Oregon?
Yeah, good point. The non-homeless people, you see them bumming and asking for change at Pioneer Square, bumming cigarettes. But when it gets cold, you see them load up into a Subaru with their mom and go back to the suburbs.
Oh,
that's how you tell the difference. Although maybe it's changed.
So it's going to be a couple good months for them before they actually have to mask up. So that'll be good.
Does this apply to politicians?
You know, I don't know of any politicians who are homeless in Oregon, though I wouldn't be surprised.
Kate Brown should be.
I mean, the way BLM got going over there, the governor's mansion should be burned to a crisp by now.
I think they actually did, attack the mayor's house. What's his name? Ted Wheeler?
Yeah.
I remember they beat the shit out of the guy several times. And he's always just like, I'm on your side, guys. Why are you ass raping me now? It's like, Antifa, bitch. but yeah, no, I think at some point they tried to burn down his apartment. So,
yeah, I remember that. So, maybe he's exempt. I'm sure that won't stop any of them from making reservations at the French Laundry or whatever the equivalent is up in Portland.
Probably a dispensary.
Voodoo Donuts or whatever the fuck they got up there.
I would say Kate Brown should be wearing a mask. A bag over her head.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, here in Tennessee, we've got our own problems. So we've got vaccine-pushing health officials.
You're kidding.
Well, I mean, luckily we don't have a governor that's buying into all this stuff. The governor here is one of... I actually saw that the Justice Department put him on a list of 5 other governors, and they're saying that he's committing civil rights violations by not requiring children to wear masks.
Seems a little off.
But anyway, we still have our COVID Nazis. So we've got one story where a former health official basically staged a false flag against herself. I don't really know where she was going with this, but she sent herself a dog muzzle in the mail to kind of pull like a Jussie Smollett and be like, they're trying to shut me up. They're calling me a bitch.
Wait,
they're
first
saying,
of all, this is the stupidest damn thing I've ever heard. How do you think other people, you can't prove this because what are you supposed to do? Nobody else is going to open up your damn mail. You're going to go and say, oh, I got this in the mail. I'm being threatened.
Well, no, she tried to prove it. So she took the package with the dog muzzle that she said was threatening her in some way. I don't really get it. But she took it to the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
So she wasted taxpayer dollars.
Oh, it gets better. So they investigated it.
Oh, for God's sake.
And it didn't take them long to find the culprit because the purchase of this dog muzzle was on an Amazon account on her credit card.
Now, to be fair, we are making a lot of assumptions here. We are alleging that she framed herself in an effort to gain pity points, which is a pathetic strategy. However, is this woman married?
I mean, I doubt it.
Because if she is, I can imagine her husband absolutely wanting to muzzle her. She sounds insufferable. Maybe he bought it for her.
Maybe she should have just strapped it on.
Yeah.
Maybe she should. Apparently, she's already been in the headlines. She wasn't on this show, but she got fired back in July because she released a memo about a law that would allow minors to get medical care without their parents' permission.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, here in Tennessee, people actually have a brain in their head and say, you know what, that's psychotic and you're fired?
I'm surprised she didn't get shot.
Honestly. Honestly.
Anyway, that's enough about that story.
Oh, man. Well, if it isn't ridiculous enough for you, wait till you hear about the latest anti-COVID protocols in our public schools. Like one elementary school in the great state of Minnesota, where children are being made to walk like zombies between classes.
They already make them think like zombies in the classes.
So why
it can't
the
be a
hell
big
not?
stretch.
No, apparently this is I don't understand it at all. Because, I mean, my arm length is not even 3 feet, I wouldn't think.
You don't have 6 feet long arms?
I don't have 6 feet long arms.
Maybe these are orangutan children.
Either that or Slender Man's children are going to school in fucking Minnesota, because this is like their effort at like social distancing. But I thought 6 feet was the magic arbitrary number. I don't know a damn kid whose arms are 6 feet long.
And walking around like a zombie. That
doesn't make...
Can you picture? So they're teaching, instead of like, I don't know, being able to actually like say what your boundaries are and communicate that to people, they're just teaching you to walk around going, like picture that as they get a little bit older. You know, hey, if somebody's trying to get a little too close to you, just go.
To be fair, I back the fuck off.
Hey, it might work. It
might just work. But, you know, I will say, way to traumatize these kids, folks. I mean, honestly, there is nothing like role-playing zombie apocalypse for a year in school at a young, impressionable age to make people say, you know what, I really need mom and dad to pay for my therapy for the rest of my fucking life.
And at this point, like, I mean, it is apropos that they would be the zombies and not the zombie hunters. Anyway, if you think that's bad, back up in Washington. We're going there again, guys.
Right.
So kids are having to wear ankle monitors to high school.
What?
Not because they're on parole. They didn't break out of jail because they, you know, wanted some more ramen noodles or anything like that. No, these are social distancing ankle monitors. So
who the fuck invented those, and why are they allowed to still operate as a company?
I mean, I'm assuming it was Bill Gates, and yeah, anyway. So the way they work is they beep when any person gets within, I'm assuming, 6 feet, and only students are being made to wear these are the unvaccinated students. So it's more coercion.
God.
It's treating you like a prisoner if you didn't take this experimental jab. Sorry, sometimes the vaccinated students do have to wear them. You'll never guess when.
When they go to the bathroom.
That'd be funny.
Locker room. I don't know.
Yes, kind of locker room. So all students have to wear the ankle monitors that beep when you get near another person when they're playing indoor sports.
Well, that makes perfect sense. I'm sure the wrestling team is off to a fine start this year.
Can you imagine what the basketball games are like?
Imagine the football games. You can't tackle anybody because your ankle monitor will start beeping.
Beep, 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 beep. Like, I mean, you can't even freaking process the game.
You can't even play touch football.
No. I mean,
unless you have 6 foot long arms.
I guess you could play tennis.
Oh, yeah, tennis is probably safe.
Maybe even doubles? I don't know.
Volleyball.
Every once in a while you might, maybe I don't know, sometimes they're going for the ball.
Oh, that's true.
And they want to spike, and then oh, she's got COVID. Put her in quarantine for 14 days.
Honestly, you know, we thought Gen Z was bad. Whatever generation is that's going to school right now, they are fucked.
I think that's what they're called. It's Generation Fucked.
Honestly, it should be. Right here, right now, we're announcing it, folks. You heard it first on the War on Morons. The generation coming up right now, the children of the fucking pandemic, Generation Fucked.
That'd be a good name for this episode. I should retroactively change it.
If you're watching with us right now, forget about whatever we wrote as the title of this episode. It's Generation Fucked now.
Correct.
Speaking of Generation Fucked, if you don't want to wear your government-mandated ankle monitor to school, a father at a Texas school board meeting might be able to change your mind with a very simple demonstration. Simply put, we're going to show you the video here. Texas Dad, is that the one?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
At work, they make me wear this jacket. I hate it. They make me wear this shirt and tie.
So he was at a school board meeting, of course.
On the way over here, I ran 3 stop signs and 4 red lights. I almost killed somebody out there. But by God, it's my roads too. So I have every right to drive as fast as I want to, make the turns that I want to. I got over here to the school today, and the parking lot's full, and I decided I was going to park wherever the hell I want to.
And
which in this case happened to be a handicap.
Theme.
But
oh, here we go.
And nipples are out.
And that's when, he strips down to his boxer shorts.
Please, sir.
Everyone is screaming.
We follow
The police are coming over like, yeah, you're absolutely within 500 feet of a playground. You're definitely getting arrested.
The pants are coming off.
You're a swimmer, but if you would mind putting your pants back on for a
I mean, you know that it was an interesting school board. we've seen a lot of interesting school board confrontations this year, but this is the first one that's ended with the people, at the school board saying, "Please, sir, put your pants back on."
Oh, Generation Fucked. I am so goddamn sorry. There is nothing in this world left for you.
And he's the one that they think that we should listen to, because he was saying, "Look here, you guys think that wearing a mask is bad? Well, I think wearing clothes and civilization is bad." And they're the ones that want to talk about conflation.
Love it. Love it. Thank God, before my mind explodes, or I have to take another turn in the nap binder, we're getting a call. You want to take this one?
Looks like, actually, it looks like it's out of Texas. So.
Oh.
You want to talk to him?
No. This might be a witness.
I'll take it. All right.
Get the full.
All right. Area code 214. You're on the air with the War on Morons. Go ahead and give us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is LueEllen. I'm calling out of Plano, Texas.
Hey, LueEllen, how's it going?
Oh, it's going, honey. I got to tell you, these people are out of control in these school boards. That's why I'm calling in, because I've had just about enough of it myself.
Oh, don't tell me. Okay, so that guy that stripped down to his boxers was in Texas. Was that your school district? Were you there?
Oh, yes, but I was not there, thankfully. I had already gotten kicked out of the meeting prior to him pulling that disgusting display. I mean, I think they called it after that, and for good reason.
Did you say you got kicked out?
Oh, yeah, these people, I mean, you should have heard of him. He was one of many. He was the only one who took his clothes off. But he was one of many of these mask Nazis, social distance Nazis. I mean, these people are un-American. And, most of them aren't even Texans. They're here from California and God knows where else.
Hey, you know what? I think we're on the same side of this one. But you got to tell me, what did you do that got you kicked out from the school board?
I didn't do nothing that deserved to be kicked out of the school board meeting. I'm practically the only local in that damn school board meeting, and they had the nerve to kick me out because I disagreed with their, Satanist agenda.
So just because you said that they shouldn't have the kids wearing masks or something?
Well, all these people, all they're talking about and all they're saying is how the kids should be vaccinated. The kids should be vaccinated, and if they're not vaccinated, they should be painted green and wearing a mask and ankle bracelet and God knows what else. And I'm the only one who has the nerve to speak for the children of Texas and say, now, it is not, these children should not be demonized for not being vaccinated. It's the vaccinated children that y'all should have a problem with. They're the ones that have mutant DNA. They're mutants.
Mutants?
Yes, these vaccines, they change your DNA. Now, if that's not a mutant, I don't know what is.
Okay, I mean, I'm not a fan of the vaccines either, but I think people should be allowed to take them if they want. Or do you think that...
Oh, sure. I mean, they should be allowed to take them, but I don't want them anywhere near my children, okay? I mean, I don't want them spreading and shedding and, getting their germy little mutant DNAs all over my perfect babies. And I told my son, I said, you stay away from those mutants, boy. They should have them in separate classes or something. I mean, God knows they lost a bunch of brain cells getting that poison shoved into their bodies. They probably need to be moved down a grade, but regardless, I mean, if any of those mutants try to come near you, son, you just remind them, that, you need a 6-foot barrier and you need your space, and you're not the one that's a problem. They are.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
Damn right it's fair, and I told him, you were born a Texan, and Texas is a stand your ground state. And I explained this to the school board. I said, my son's not afraid of these mutants. He's not afraid of no zombie apocalypse. You know, when your children's brain cells all die and they start eating flesh, he's not afraid. He's going to make sure that they stay the heck away from him. You don't have to worry about my unvaccinated son because he don't want nothing to do with your children. And if your children try to get too close to him, he'll pull out his, mini pistol and start shooting.
Okay, I think I might see why they kicked you out. Did you just say that your kid is bringing a gun to school?
Oh, it's not a gun. It's a mini pistol from a Mommy and Me pistol set.
The fuck's a mini pistol?
It's designed for their small hands.
Is it still a gun, LueEllen?
Well, of course it's a gun. It's a pellet gun. I mean, I put some real bullets in it, but it's a pellet gun.
A pellet gun with real bullets? How does that even work?
Don't ask me. I can jerry-rig up firearms and ammunition like nobody's business. I was taught by my granddaddy, and my granddaddy was taught by his granddaddy, and on and on.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter.
I'm sure I believe you, but you can't send a kid to school with a gun.
I demonstrated the gun safety that I've taught him. I showed them at the school board meeting how responsible I was and how my son would defend himself so these people could prepare their mutant children so that they wouldn't come crying to me when my son shoots them.
Did you pull your gun out at the school board meeting?
Of course I pulled my gun out at the school board meeting. These people were infringing on my rights.
LueEllen, how is it that you're not in jail?
Well, I happen to have a real good lawyer.
It's Jimmy, isn't it?
Well, he told me not to mention him by name, but he believes in our freedoms, and he's a true American through and through.
Yeah, we know him. He bought ad time this week. Well, I guess that's a ringing endorsement, that the fact that you're not locked up somewhere eating ramen noodles.
Amen.
All right, bye, LueEllen.
Bye.
I guess she kind of had a point. I don't.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to be within a city mile of a school at this point. Not a school, not a school board, not a meeting, This is just... Honestly, I'm starting to understand the effects of all the dystopian young adult fiction that was so popular when we were growing up. Like, you had things like fucking, Hunger Games, and a series of unfortunate events, and God knows what other horrifying stuff. I'm starting to feel like we awakened something.
I mean, people want to live in that reality? Is that what it is? Because they're creating something like it.
They are definitely bringing it to life. Yeah.
Anyway, we got a commercial. We'll be right back.
Did your boo get killed by the boys in blue while robbing a store with a .22? That may be actionable. Jimmy James here with James, Jameson, and Johnson, and it's time to get that police shooting money, homie. That's right, my brothers. Don't let those lesbians from Black Lives Matter keep all the millions to themselves. If you're black or brown, call 1-800-JUST-JIM, and we'll turn your frown upside down. Did your kid get stabbed to death by one of their neighbors? Perfect. We'll sue the cops for not coming out and saving her. Or maybe your kid got shot by the cops while she was trying to stab your neighbors. Come on now, they were just horsing around. Time for a shakedown. If you've had any interaction with law enforcement at all, James, Jameson, and Johnson will make them pay. Remember, these days it doesn't matter what happened. All that matters is that you get your cut of the police budget before the city council votes to defund them. So don't delay. Get out, get shot, and call 1-800-JUST-JIM today. That's 1-800-JUST-JIM.
Well, that was interesting.
It's a strategy. It's a legal strategy. Go out, get shot, and then get paid.
It's not a legal strategy for them to be marketing?
Kind of.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyways, let's just move into the next block. It's not going to get any easier for Generation Fucked. We're going to Harvard. which ends up on the show way more often than you might think. It's supposed to be, where all the smart people go, greatest university on the planet. People are shelling out over $50,000 a year on tuition, and yet they keep ending up on the war on morons.
Well, what did they do this time?
By doing shit like this. The new head chaplain at Harvard is an atheist.
I mean, hey, I think that a lot of atheists are very obsessed with religion, so maybe it'll work out.
You have to wonder. I think personally, another white guy, even if he's an atheist, it's not enough of an edge. Where is the representation? We just brought in God knows how many thousands of people from the Taliban in Afghanistan. Where is Abdul's turn?
And why is he a cis white male?
It's another great question.
I mean, the chief chaplain should not only be an atheist; he should also be a transgender.
He should. He should. Yeah. Would it be difficult to find an extremist Muslim who's also transgender? Yes, it would. But I mean, if anybody can do it, Harvard can.
I think they should.
I think that
who's running like their culinary department? Like somebody that's on one of those diets where you don't eat.
I think
a Buddhist monk.
I think the chef from the restaurant on Kitchen Nightmares that Gordon Ramsay walked out on.
Was he a vegan that owns a steakhouse? That could work, right?
That could work. I swear, this is unbelievable. I mean, I really don't have a whole lot to say about it, although there's plenty of, ridiculous context. At the end of the day, they gave the job of head chaplain to an atheist.
I hear that the new captain on the hockey team is he's one of those weebles.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a nugget. He's got no arms or legs.
Oh, wow.
But,
You call them weebles?
Because they wobble, they don't fall down.
Okay, you know what? Don't you have something to share?
All right. So from Woketard University to, Woketard Kindergarten, because it all has to start somewhere, people. So kindergartners in Illinois are now going to be learning about gender identity and I don't even know how to say this. Cohabitating families.
Wait, cohabitating families? Don't all families cohabitate? What are they talking about?
I think
here?
they mean when you've got your daddy and then he's got another daddy and then they've got a gimp in the closet. I don't know. It's LGBT ideology and unmarried cohabitation. I don't know why that's such a hard word to say. But Illinois is trying to get through their legislature basically a law that makes it so you teach kindergartners all about the various LGBTQ.
Maybe somebody should teach these lawmakers about the statistics of what happens when a child is living in a home with an adult that is not their parent, because the rate of sexual abuse that happens is so much higher. But what the fuck do I know?
Well, I mean, I think they're into that kind of thing. This is from the same state that they just legalized knowingly giving somebody AIDS.
Huh.
So,
fucking Illinois. I mean, what a freaking great, tourism campaign they can run here. Come to Illinois. We'll teach your children about deviant lifestyles. We'll, find romance in Illinois, but make sure you get tested when you get back home. Not that it's gonna matter because you can't press charges.
Come to Chicago, get sodomized.
Get shot!
It's a wonderful, you know what? I think you should work for their tourism board. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Oh, God, they're probably on LinkedIn searching for new jobs every day or hanging in a closet because they've given up. Anyways.
With the gimp.
Right. Speaking of derangement in the name of diversity, Comedy Central just canceled a classic episode of The Office, probably because it hit a little too close to home.
Oh, yeah, I know which one. It was the one where, what's his name, Michael Scott?
Yes.
He couldn't do a roast. And it was horrible, and it was lame, and nobody wanted to watch it because it wasn't funny.
No, actually, you know what? You're really, really lucky that I made you watch this episode when I did, because they canceled Diversity Day.
Diversity Day?
You remember when they took the postcards and they had to, put a postcard on their forehead and be like, guess which race I am, using horrifying stereotypes.
That sounds like something that would be like a class in an elementary school these days.
It really does, yeah. But, yeah, apparently, this, maybe struck a nerve by pointing out how absolutely ridiculous these people are. And so Comedy Central said, you know what? Is it funny? Yes. Is that on brand for us? Apparently not.
Not anymore, no.
No.
Remember, like, the olden golden days, like 10 years ago, when you could be on NBC and actually criticize these people a little bit?
Remember the olden golden days when you could be on TV and actually be funny? What the hell are you supposed to make fun of now?
Trump.
Well, that gets a little old, doesn't it?
I mean, if you think that gets old, watch late night TV.
Oh, God.
It apparently doesn't get old for them. Anyway, who needs The Office? Who needs late night TV in a world where TikTok exists?
What?
Oh, it's all so sane and boring in comparison. Yeah, I've got another one of these videos. I think I can make this into a fucking weekly segment. I don't know what is wrong with these TikTok people. I don't go on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, but every time I see a clip from TikTok, it's some mentally ill white girl who's like 16 years old trying to teach me about pronouns.
How many pronouns are there?
They're making them up. Like, they're making new ones up every... Like, I think they need to spend more time in English class and understand what pronouns are actually supposed to be for.
Yeah, English class has got to go.
Actually, they shouldn't spend time in English class. They're reading the wrong books. I don't know. Here's this week's edition of What the Fuck is Wrong with the Pronoun People?
Hey guys, let's talk gender, specifically Libra genders. Firstly, know the difference between a static or a stable gender, one that doesn't change, and a fluid gender, one that does change. Now, Libra genders. Libra gender people feel mostly agender with a slight connection to another gender. Firstly, Libra feminine, and I do want you guys to keep in mind for the rest of the video that there is another black line down there. Feminine people feel mostly agender and slightly feminine. Describe it as feeling a strong connection to agender as well as a lesser connection to femininity. Libra masculine is the opposite, where someone feels mostly agender and slightly masculine. Described as having a strong...
Why is she missing half her goddamn eyebrows?
It's because she didn't feel like having the eyebrow gender that day.
Good God.
So these people, the latest one is, they think that genders change like a pair of pants. And one day you're going to have one, and the other day is another one, and then you start getting your sexual preference mixed into it. And...
Where did they get the word Libra genders? That doesn't even make any goddamn fucking sense.
These are the same people that last week were identifying as emojis.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Generation fucked.
Generation fucked. It's not your fault, kids.
Well, it is.
At this point, it is. Moving on. Get this. The Washington Post actually issued a correction.
Let me see. For their Joe Biden endorsement.
It's a little late for that.
They issued a retraction and an apology.
Nope, no,
no take backsies?
Nothing like that kind of correction.
Okay.
However, a Washington Post humor columnist unfortunately wrote that he just didn't like Indian food. That was his opinion. That was how he felt. The paper then issued a correction after people got mad about this man's preference on what he likes to eat.
So, like, Dave Barry or somebody like this, some humor columnist, made a joke about curry, and they're like, oh no. We at the Washington Post, we disavow this humor columnist's taste buds and his preferences.
He didn't just go after Indian food, so it's not like he was dissing Indian food alone. He was like, you can't make me eat these foods. This was apparently the type of prolific journalism that they're featuring in the Washington Post. So he was ticking through foods he doesn't like Old Bay seasoning, hazelnuts, anchovies, and Indian curries.
Wait, so that's what... I love how you were just like, boy, what can we do for humor in this day and age? Well, the Washington Post has an answer. I'm going to make a list of all the foods I don't like to eat. Number 1, the lima bean. It's my least favorite bean.
Can you imagine if that was our show? Get Ben Stein in here. Make the worst goddamn comedy show imaginable.
Number 2.
Please.
I don't like strawberry ice cream. I know that's controversial, but it doesn't taste like real strawberries.
Oh my God, please make it stop.
But he can't say he doesn't like Indian food.
People didn't even take offense to the fact that he doesn't like Indian food. What they took offense to is the fact that he apparently stated that Indian cuisine is based on only one spice, curry, and that Indian food is made up of only curries, which are types of stew. But in fact, India's vastly diverse cuisines uses many spice blends and includes a ton of other types of dishes, so this was incredibly offensive, and for that they had to issue a correction.
So they well-actually'd him.
They did.
So somebody not only read that drivel, but they took it seriously.
He said, I don't like Indian curries, and they said, how dare you say that Indians only use curry?
Well, actually, there's also delicious tikka masala. Have you tried it? I mean, don't put me anywhere near a Washington Post writer, a Washington Post reader, a Washington Post editor. They're lost.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anyway, since we're talking about imaginary problems that only imaginary people pretend to be offended by, well, this is a good one. So it's college football season again. Very excited for that. Another exciting season. Well, climbing up the rankings, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Nope. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the rankings of the most offensive college mascots in America.
I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at the picture right now. These look pretty ridiculous. I mean, I don't know that they're offensive, but...
I mean, they're mascots. But,
they just look like weird people. Like, they're not even weird. Where's the funny face? Where's the foam suit?
Well, they've been banned for being racist. So now it's just a dude that goes out there and tries to be excited.
They're like all like shirtless dudes. One's wearing a fedora. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know who put this survey out. It doesn't say in this article, but...
It looks like Outkick?
No, Outkick's just writing about it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't care who it is. Some woke-tard publication out there is very offended by mascots and team names, and they want you to know that Florida State University is number one. They gotta get rid of their Seminole Indian mascot. San Diego State, gotta get rid of that Aztec warrior.
Because the Aztecs are still around to give a shit.
They're so angry. Wait till they find out about the Michigan State Spartans. And then the University of Hawaii is number 3 because they've got a horrible Hawaiian warrior as the mascot for a team that plays in Hawaii. But number 4, for the first time, this is always one that people like make fun of. They're like, oh, we got to change the name from the Cleveland Indians. Well, when are they going to get rid of the the Boston Celtics? When are they going to get rid of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, huh? Because they're white, we can't be offended? Well, now apparently enough people are getting offended.
I love it.
And I guess people are clamoring for Notre Dame to get rid of the Fighting Irish nickname and to get rid of their mascot, which is just a dude in a leprechaun suit.
Somehow, it's not like they brought a midget out, for God's sake.
They should. Oh, they gotta get a little fucking red hair midget and just have him go out there and bounce around in a little leprechaun suit.
Please.
Oh, man, that's how they should respond.
That's how they'll go to number 1, honestly. They could take the number 1 spot if they do that.
Well, lately they've been trying to, the funniest thing about this is it's almost like they've been trying to, insulate themselves from this. I was kind of Googling this, trying to find a picture to use in our collage. And, the latest leprechaun's a black guy.
What?
And before him was, some chick. And they're like, look at that, everybody. Our leprechaun's black now. He's an African-American leprechaun. Or, hey, look at that. For the first time, she had to work so hard. It's our first female leprechaun. And then this is how, when you try to cater to the woke mob, you get eaten by the woke mob.
That's exactly right.
So find Howard the Angry Drunken Dwarf if he's still alive. Or if you want a black guy, find Beetlejuice. Remember those guys from Howard Stern? The midgets?
Oh my god.
Throw those motherfuckers in a leprechaun suit. Trot them out there. And you know what? I bet the Irish would actually win a national championship for the first time in 30, 40 years.
All right, well, before this gets any more offensive than it already is, we've got a call coming in, so I guess now's as good a time as any. They've been hanging on for quite a while.
All right, let them on.
All right, area code 702, you're on with the Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
It's me. It's Vinny V, baby, coming to you live from the only city that matters. You know what it is?
Wait, the only city in Nevada?
The only city that matters, and that's fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, baby.
Gotcha.
How you doing?
Good to hear from you, Vinny. It's been quite a while.
Hey, I had to check in. You're talking about sports, and, that's my number. You're talking about college football, and that's my racket, baby. And we got a big season this year over at Vegas Victories, of course, 1-900-V4 Vegas, and we're making all kinds of money laying down the overs, laying down the unders, laying down the covers and the under the covers. But I just want to weigh in. You're talking about the fighting Irish, huh?
Yeah. Apparently people think that their leprechaun is offensive, so...
Hey, I've been saying for years, if there's any team out there that really, what's the word? It captures the spirit of what it means to be a college student. It's the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I mean, they're drunk all the time. They love to scrap. They're kind of small in stature, and they're kind of dirty. They got booze on their breath, just like an Irishman. So I think it works. I mean, maybe the players are.
Vinny, I'm starting to see why people are saying it's offensive when you put it that way. That's pretty.
Well, like what? What's offensive?
I mean, not all Irish people are like that. Jeez.
Like what? Have you ever met an Irishman that doesn't drink?
I mean, I don't know if they don't drink, but I've certainly met a lot of Irish people who weren't dirty alcoholics.
Come on. I mean, I'm from, I live in Vegas. I come from New Jersey originally. There's a lot of Irishmen. I grew up with a lot of these fucking micks. They drink, they fight. Yeah, that's what they do. It's just,
that's just Jersey. I don't think that has anything to do with whether you're Irish or not.
I don't know. I think it's a good name for a team. I mean, if anything, I mean, the problem is, I mean, just look at their roster lately. There's not a lot of Irish on that squad, if you ask me. I mean, unless you're talking black Irish.
Okay, you know what, Vinny? I mean,
it's okay. I could say that. My best friend. Hey, Ray. What you want, Vinny? I'm trying to do it. Ray, go on the phone. Talk to the moron.
Oh God.
Hey, what's up? It's Ray Robinson, baby. What's going on?
Hey, Ray.
Ask her what color you are. Ask her to say what.
I'm not going to ask Ray what color he is.
I'm black, baby.
I know, Ray.
Ask her if I've got an N-word pass.
Hey, ask me if Vinny got an N-word pass
on our show, Vinny. Don't you drop the N-word.
Yeah, he got an N-word pass.
Not on our show.
He bought it from me.
Hey, I'm going to scream it right now.
No,
I'm going to scream the N-word. Oh, hold on. Look, give me a phone. Hey, look, I won't say the N-word. But I could if I wanted to.
You want to be on our show, Vinny?
Look, here's the real reason I wanted to call. Because everybody's giving flack for these Indian teams. They say you can't be a Washington Redskin. They say you can't be a Cleveland Indian. Apparently, you can't be a drunken Irishman. But you look at college football. There's a lot of teams with really dirty names. Let me tell you a few. You ever hear of the Oregon State Beavers?
What's dirty about a beaver?
What's a beaver?
It's an animal.
Ray, tell them what a beaver is.
Give me a thought. Yeah, you know what the beaver's talking about, right? That they ain't talking about like in the woods. They talking about like a hoo-hoo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for God's sake, that's pretty juvenile. I don't think most people think they're talking about the Oregon State hoo-haws.
I got another one for you. The Washington State. You know what they're called, right?
No.
They're the Cougars. You know what a cougar has, huh?
Yeah, a cougar. It's a mountain lion.
A cougar's got a beaver.
Oh, man. This is
Hey, hold on, I got a good one. Hey, South Carolina, how about them?
What about them?
Hey, the cocks. The Gamecocks. Yeah, that's right.
God,
The USC Cocks.
Jesus.
Hey, you got
There's all kinds of them. Hey, hold on, Vinny. I don't know where Vinny's going. He's walking off somewhere. So we gonna call it a day. All right.
Great. Okay, have a nice one.
All right, go Cox. Beat those beavers up.
Stop it.
I mean,
we hadn't heard from him in a while, so it's good to know he's still alive.
Is it really?
I mean, I wasn't sure what was going on with him and Ray Ray there for a while. If they'd OD'd or
apparently they've been just thinking about college football mascots.
Interesting.
And something. I don't know. Anyway, not to beat a dead horse, but here's a mascot that even the most sensitive person out there couldn't find offensive. The Coyotes.
Wait, where's the Roadrunner?
Oh, well, I mean, I was trying to segue. I was, because the next story is about coyotes, so I figured. And, alright, I'm confusing you guys. Alright, so the next story has nothing to do with mascots. It has everything to do with coyotes and one crazy woman. So, in San Francisco...
So we don't have anything to do with mascots.
No.
Terrible segue.
Well, I mean, I tried. Anyway, in San Francisco, authorities are looking for a woman who's been hand-feeding coyotes on the outskirts of the city, and they say this is a major problem.
It is a major problem. I mean, I can tell you right now, a million things can go wrong when you feed coyotes. Making them friendly for humans, not the best idea.
Well, this woman really wants to be friendly with those nice dogs that live on the outskirts of town.
I can only imagine where she's putting the peanut butter that she's feeding them.
Believe it or not, it's not Jill Biden. I've seen a picture. She looks completely insane, and she's looking at the picture like she got caught by the paparazzi. She's got like a tray of raw meat, and she just goes out. I don't know why I think this is so funny. She goes out to the woods.
It's Fox,
and she's just like, "Hey, doggy, doggy, doggies." And then the coyotes come out. They're like, "Oh, it's that nice crazy woman that brings us steaks." And this has caused the coyotes to start running wild around there. And now San Francisco, as if you didn't already have enough problems. Well,
look, San Francisco, honestly, they should just let this one slide. Normally, I wouldn't say that because I believe in protecting our wildlife. However, in this one case, I say we make an exception. I think the only chance that San Francisco has at cleaning up its streets is inviting wild coyotes, packs of them, from the outskirts of town to invade the city and hopefully eat the drug addicts and homeless people living on the streets.
Maybe they'll even go to City Hall and eat the communists.
It's extremely eco-friendly.
This is how San Francisco... This is the logical conclusion. It's going to be retaken by nature.
Yes.
Apparently, there's not a lot of them. The estimates from the experts say that there's between 70 and 100.
I mean...
That's enough.
That's a good amount for one woman to be feeding?
and they,
how much raw meat is she buying?
Well, remember, in San Francisco, you could shoplift it and they don't care. As long as it's less than 1,000.
Imagine this woman and you see her and you know, oh God, here she comes, crazy meat lady again. She's gonna steal all our meat for some fucking reason. Why does she need so much meat? Well, now you know.
The manager at that Ralph's just fucking hates her. Every day she comes in, she steals $999 worth of raw meat, and she just goes to the hills. And now the animals are getting bold around humans. They're stalking children.
Oh, great.
They're randomly biting people.
Oh my God.
One aggressive coyote bit 5 people. And it's all this bitch's fault.
They should have stolen some meat from Ralph's and been ready.
Yeah. Just, keep a steak in your pants. in case of coyote attack. It's kind of like that Doctor Who used to have celery in his pocket.
Oh my god.
I'm dating myself. That was like 1980. But
I think you dated yourself when you said in the intro that when you were a child, the original George Bush was president.
that wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
I guess it was.
When I was a child, George W. Bush was president, so...
Let's hope that there's not another one in the fucking family line somewhere.
God. So if you thought treating wild coyotes like a pet was maybe being a bit extreme, one Florida woman says, "Hold my beer and this leash," because she got pulled over for having a man inside of a dog cage cruising on the street in the back of her Ford F-150.
As one does in Florida.
As one does. Her pet man was in a cage in the back of her truck.
I mean, I guess it happens. Was this like an S&M thing or something?
I mean, hopefully this was like a prostitution thing. I can just imagine the kind of sick fuck that would pay for that shit.
Maybe he didn't pay for the prostitution, and this is how she punished him and shamed him.
Could be.
Into coughing up that money.
Could be. I love it. And then apparently he was also being walked on a leash. So that's, just a nice day out in the Florida sun. Honestly.
Can you imagine just driving down the street and you see that shit? I mean, I laugh, and sometimes I do a double take just at some bumper stickers that I see. I can't even imagine looking over to the car next to me and there's a motherfucker in a cage.
I've seen weirder things on I-95, I'll be honest.
Like somebody going the speed limit?
Yeah. I mean, this is really ridiculous. I mean, I think he was like moaning or howling while she was driving. Like, it was apparently extremely disturbing. Like,
I love the picture of the sheriff.
You can't really see because, like, thankfully the truck bed comes up high enough that you can't really see what's going down below his waist. But like,
it looks like Joe Exotic.
Kind of looks like he might have been jacking it. I don't know.
I think for the record, we're just going to put that he was jacking it. Let the record show the man in the dog cage was jacking it. Moving on. Anyway, I guess while we're down there, though, we should check on a Florida man. So, on the other side of the state, a Florida man was arrested after armed robbery. He was arrested for armed robbery at a Wawa.
I mean, not the worst thing I've ever heard. I mean, if you're gonna stick up a gas station, a Wawa's a pretty high end.
Yeah, I mean they've got a lot of cash in the drawer.
Right,
Lots of people go to Wawa. It's very popular.
Yeah,
he robbed them for a Snickers bar.
What?
Yeah. So a 49-year-old Largo man.
A 50-year-old man?
I mean, look, he really wanted the Snickers. Maybe he wasn't feeling like himself.
I mean, I've heard the logo, or the slogan, "What would you do for a Klondike bar?" But apparently, Snickers should have been using it the whole damn time.
Well, I was thinking about those commercials where they would show somebody and they're like being like really cranky and grumpy, and then they like take a bite of the Snickers. And
you're not you when you're hungry.
Like, I wonder if he took the bite and then he just dropped the knife and was like, "What am I doing? I'm a college professor. Why am I holding this Wawa clerk at knife point?"
Oh my god.
Thank God for Snickers.
I love this description. He entered the store and asked the employee for free food. Obviously, the employee said no, which is when the man pulled out a pocket knife, pointed it at the employee, and said, "Don't make me do something stupid for a Snickers bar."
He did do something stupid for a Snickers bar. The employee handed them the Snickers, and he was fearing for his life.
You know what?
I mean, yeah.
If he's that famished, how strong could he be? I mean, I would think your stabbing game is pretty weak at that point.
Don't make me do something stupid defending this Wawa. And then they just have a knockdown throwdown. You know what? I'd watch it.
Yeah, for real. Meanwhile, in England, a YouTuber named Abby Bila is on a mission to normalize interspecies dating.
I thought the coyote chick was in California.
She is, but right now she's not going out to the public saying that they should date the coyote. She's more just doing that in the privacy of her own local park.
But this England woman, she's all about the
Oh
bestiality.
no, this England woman is telling people, you know, I'm in love with a space alien who abducted me, and you should be too.
That takes it up a notch.
It does take it up a notch, doesn't it? Yep, yeah. So anyway, she's a London actress. And I guess she couldn't get any roles, so she wrote this, quite frankly, Oscar-winning premise here, I think. This could go all the way. She explained that before long she began to have dreams of a white light after joking online about wishing an alien would abduct her. And then she, one night, heard a voice in her dream commanding her to wait in the usual spot.
And then take your medicine for schizophrenia. It probably didn't tell her the last part.
No, it probably said, and take your pants down, because this story is going to the gutter. To the gutter. She apparently then started seeing UFOs, claiming that she was transported in them. You know, she's encountered aliens, and now she's in love with one. And, you know, honestly, there's nothing wrong with that, according to her. It should be normalized. It should be allowed. People should be encouraged to hallucinate and fall in love with their hallucinations.
Go get yourself an alien lover, people.
You know, I thought that if you were having sleepwalking episodes like this, you were supposed to discontinue the use of Ambien. Someone should inform her doctor.
No, I want to hear more. You know, this is another one of the stories where, like, we made fun of this. We did a goof on this, like, months and months and months ago. Now here it is in the headlines. How often does this happen?
They're ripping us off, people.
Like, reality needs to stop stealing our ideas.
Maybe we're the ones programming the simulation.
My butt's been wiped. Anyway, if you think love with an extraterrestrial is complicated, well, try love with an Indian drug addict. No, don't actually do that, because you might die.
Is this an episode of 90 Day Fiancé that I need to catch
No,
up on?
it's an episode of Sex Sent Me to the Morgue.
Oh, Jesus!
So a guy in India who was high on drugs, he decided that, well, he's run out of condoms, and that just isn't going to do, because you gotta have safe sex. So what he did is he got some kind of super glue type adhesive, and he sealed himself off.
See, he sealed himself off, or he sealed...
He sealed his private parts with basically crazy glue.
He coated his dick in crazy glue?
Look, if you can't find a condom, what else can you use? I mean, this makes sense to me, right?
No!
No, it doesn't make any sense. So this 25-year-old man died after having sex with super glue covering his urethra.
I have a lot of... That's disgusting. I have so many questions. One, who would allow the dick glue man to stick his glue dick inside them?
His drug addict girlfriend.
He actually got to have sex after this?
That's how he died. He wanted to ensure that she didn't get pregnant.
How did he die from this?
Well, he died due to multiple organ failure.
What kind of glue was this?
Well, I mean, it doesn't say. I'm just assuming it was some kind of a super glue.
Man, I thought the Gorilla Glue girl really has nothing on this man.
Maybe he was with the Gorilla Glue girl.
Ooh.
And maybe she was already like, oh, you gotta use this shit right here. This Gorilla Glue, nothing can get past it. It won't move. It won't move. And then she's like, oh, I should have thought of that before. Oh, well, he's dead. And then she cuts a TikTok about it. Well, I was sleeping with this Indian drug addict. Don't put Gorilla Glue in your urethra, y'all.
Oh my God, please.
You might die. Oh, thank God there's a call coming.
Please, somebody stop the madness.
Oh, looks like we got a call from, want to say California?
All right, cool. Is it me?
Yeah, you can take it, yeah.
All right, area code 213. You're on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, this is Ken Lee. I'm calling from the Spectre Inspector Squad.
Hi, Ken.
From television.
I really can't imagine why you're calling. I mean, we're just talking about an Indian drug addict who superglued their dick. Are you here to tell us that that's supernatural in some way?
Yes, we're here to contact the Indian man who died, who passed over into the great beyond by putting superglue on his penis.
What?
We have a new technique where we can reach across the veil to the underworld.
Why the hell would you want to do that? I don't really want to hear from the Indian drug addict superglue dick man.
We're calling because you said you want to know why someone would do this, or I believe you said, how would someone do this? How would they do such a thing? And I don't know, so I figured that we could contact him in the other world.
How do you propose to do that, Ken?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm here with my assistant, Esmerelda, who is a psychic, you know. She can speak to the spirits, and she can see the future and the past. Yes, a medium. You know our show. You've seen us on the public access.
Yeah, I tune in every week.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Esmeralda, we found one of the viewers. So we've got a new technique because we accidentally broke our machine. But we don't need the EVP machine because Esmeralda is a true psychic and she can speak to ghosts and spirits. So what we've done is we've put a blindfold on her, and she's just going to concentrate with her eyes blindfolded and her ears ear-folded, so she can't hear anything.
Ear-folded?
Well, that means we put a blindfold around her ears as well. And she's just going to concentrate and focus, and I'll ask questions, and she'll give answers, and we'll connect with the spirit of the Indian man who put superglue in his penis.
You know what? Fuck it. Sure. Go for it, Ken.
Okay. The cameras are rolling. We're recording for the Spectre Inspector Squad with a special guest, highly devoted fan of the program here on the show. What's your name, fan?
Ken, you called me.
Look, come on.
Okay, fine. My name's Anissa from the War on Morons.
All right. We're going to edit out that part about her show. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to ask questions of the spirit, and we're going to see what he says. Spirit, hear me, and speak through Esmeralda. Tell me, what is your name?
Charlie of Chattahoochee.
Oh, I guess that is an Indian name. Chattahoochee.
I've heard that name before.
Wow. You know, and she said that. She couldn't hear me pose the question. She just said it, because she heard the spirit say it to her. Okay, and, spirit, tell me, why are you in this place?
There's a man. He wants to kill me.
I guess I should ask. Well, Chattahoochee, how did you die?
It's a duel to the death. Oh no,
my God!
I've been stabbed.
That's crazy. This is really paranormal. I can't explain
doing this, Ken? This is definitely not the Indian drug addict.
Oh, his name is Chattahoochee. Tell us more. Tell us where are you now, spirit? Are you in this room with us now?
He threw my body into the river.
Oh
my God!
In the river. He's been separated from his body in the river.
Ken, I think we should put a stop to this. This is too weird
now
for me.
I am a goat.
Oh no, she's foaming at the mouth.
Okay, That's enough.
She's
This
shaking.
is some kind of prank.
She's shaking. She's got the spirit. Oh my goodness. This is the best episode ever. I've got to go. You can watch this on our program. Oh wow.
I mean, you know what? At this point, everyone should have a damn TV show. I mean, we shouldn't even have a show. Everybody should just be live broadcasting their stupidity and insanity to the world.
Wait, you don't think that they can really talk to the dead?
I am starting to suspect.
They might be fake Ghostbusters people. I don't think they're really seeing across the veil.
If the Travel Channel can do a paranormal caught on camera episode that's just people escaping normal, like, boat accidents, then I think the Spectre Inspector Squad could be faking this.
I don't know.
It's a big allegation.
Yeah.
I'll admit it, but I'm starting to wonder.
Well, there's nowhere else we can go from here, people. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you next week for episode 97.